I'm glad you could have a good conversation with somebody.
Nick and I were talking. It was a good time. And then you popped in and my blood pressure immediately spiked. So let's see what happens, Because last time, we were on an episode and you just popped in, you shit on me for the 20 minutes.
Hey, well, you know what? At least he popped in, is what I'll say.
Yeah. At least I popped in.
Yeah, and you know what? I would have popped in too if my text weren't left unread for 3 straight days, and then 6 hours before we record, we're like, oh yeah, shit, let's do it in 6 hours.
Hold on. I want to preface this by saying this isn't important. Obviously, the show does not matter.
Yeah,
when it comes to like actually doing dinner and stuff.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Okay, I just have water. So
I have a Michelob Ultra. I have a Michelob Ultra Zero. So cheers to you.
But I do want to say, Mike, what day do we usually record?
No, yes. So I understand that, but it's baffling to me that we can't. If we know we're doing it on Sundays, why can't we solidify a fucking time every Sunday? It baffles me that we can't do it.
What time do we usually do this?
So what you want me to do is just. So what you're telling me is on Sundays, I just need to block out the whole day and just sit on my ass.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying it's fine if you go to dinner. That's whatever. What we're also saying is, what time do we usually do this on Sundays? For the most part, it's anywhere between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I showed up at 10, and I showed up at the apartment at 10, and you guys were done.
No.
You guys were done.
No, you didn't.
You got home at 10:45.
Whatever time it was, you guys were done anyways. So
yes,
am I supposed to the second half of my day on a Sunday? Am I just supposed to sit on my ass and wait for people to answer me, or can we just solidify a fucking time when we talk about it and we're done? Like, guys, this could be easy. Just because you're not
pretty easy. We pretty much Sunday at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock every single week.
No. The problem is we didn't solidify that till like 6 to 8 hours prior.
We've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months, and it's always been Sunday at 8.
And in fact, I feel like we haven't solidified a time because we know that people's schedules change all the time, not for the day. Because I think we're pretty flexible about that too, whenever the fucking Monday, Tuesday it is that you say we should record sometimes. But the Sunday that we always record on, we have a window of a time that we record in for when people's schedules change. That's how it is. And nobody seems to be upset about it but you.
Yes, of course I'm upset. What's the problem? What's the problem?
This is a very unserious issue. This is not an issue to me.
It's an issue to me. I'm sorry I'm sorry that I'm the odd one out, but it's a problem to me. Let's just okay. I'm sorry.
It's a problem for you?
Yeah, because I'm sitting on my ass waiting for you people to tell me what time to record.
No way.
I have somebody.
On your ass
I have somebody on the. I have somebody. No, you're gonna start. Oh man! Oh man! It's coming! It's coming! I'm sweating! Oh man! It's coming! I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's that big of a deal that you missed last episode to get dinner in the real world. That's good. That's like a good thing. That's fine. What I am saying is, you do know what day and time we usually do this, and have been doing this for the past. What is it? It's May.
But you have
been doing this since November. This is almost 6 months.
Okay, but you have to understand something. And listen,
no, I get your disposition. I get your disposition.
But listen to me very closely. There is a difference between recording at 6 p.m. and recording at 10 p.m. Because if we record Sunday in this block that you give us, if we record Sunday at 6 p.m., that means I will not do dinner as I intended to. But since nobody answered for 3 days on what the time block of our time block is, I booked dinner. And now that's my problem, because it's like, oh, well, you already know. I know what our time block is. Nobody fucking confirmed what our time block is. And so I lived my life, and now it's like, oh, you didn't show up. You didn't pop in. What the fuck you want me to do?
We want you to enjoy your dinner. That's fine.
Poor Nick.
The crux of the argument here is that when we're going to do it, you shouldn't feel bad about missing it. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't feel bad about missing it. When we usually do it. You chose to do other things, and that's great.
Poor Nick.
It's fine.
Poor Nick's just sitting here.
We had a great conversation with Nick last week.
I'm sure it was fantastic. I have no doubt. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I'm sure I will. I'm not ready to listen to it. I will. It's all good.
Did you really not listen to it?
No, because he's upset he wasn't on it.
Oh,
And I want you to know, and I'm going to say this again. Maybe this is the first time Nick is hearing it, but per Victor, people listen for me. So it's like,
no, okay, hold on. Nick,
sometimes
you need some context for that. In the first or second week that we started doing this, Victor got a comment from somebody that they liked that Mike's had that different perspective. And ever since then, Mike has taken it to here.
He's been leaning into it.
Anytime we have criticism,
He's been very much leaning into it.
Nick, also understand in the first 6 minutes of what the dynamic is. So you understand that I have to take every win that I could get. I understand the context of it, but give me the win, because
in the win that he has, I could really take it away from him right now, but I don't want to do that.
Yes,
because there's context on why people are saying they love listening to Mike,
and also we're getting some clicks out of it.
But if I told him the real reason, I think it would upset him. So I just keep that to myself.
Yes,
I let Mike get his W here. It is one of the very few that he gets on this show.
That's right. Thank you. It's really up about that. Like a win is a win.
All right, not to go back to the dinner thing, but if you guys had dinner at like 6:30, why did it take you 4 hours?
Well, it's the same reason why Austin was at Mother's Day. You can't just cut it short. You know what I'm saying? What are you supposed to do? Hey, I got to go podcast with the guys when they didn't when they didn't confirm with me 3-4 days prior. No, I'm not going to do that.
No, don't make this about us.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You did the same. You did this. Don't even start. Don't even do this.
And you know what I did? You know what I did when I came back?
I'm gonna mute you.
I signed on and I fucking saved that episode from you. I saved that episode from you.
You didn't save
out
it.
here talking about the fucking Pope.
You didn't say.
Come on.
That was important news. That's big. That's world news.
What are we? CNN? No,
we're better. We tell the truth. Of course, guys.
You're saying CNN lies?
Yeah, of course. Fake news. Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the Pope is timely. The Pope
I can't believe I'm saying this though. Mike, your mic needs to be turned up a little bit.
Wow, I think that's the greatest thing you ever told me all day.
Yeah. It's more for the people. I don't want to hear your voice, but the people do. Apparently, so.
Then log the fuck off. We got Nick. It's all good. Just log off.
That's right.
Go watch the Knicks lose by 20. It's all good. Just do your thing.
It's a 13-point game.
Yeah.
They could come back though.
Is it still a 13-point game?
Yeah, they just cut it back to 13.
Yeah.
I mean, are they playing bad? I mean, the past 2 nights, the past 2 games, they've been playing great. It's just the Pacers have just been playing a notch better. Just making their baskets.
I think these dudes are gassed.
Well, I think that their defense has a problem, clearly, but the Pacers took the wind out of them in the first game.
The Pacers have a lot more depth than the Knicks do too.
Yeah.
So they can play a lot more guys and go.
Yeah.
Exert a lot more effort.
I think the Knicks could also play a lot more guys, but Thibodeau doesn't like doing that. This guy loves playing 7 men for like 45 minutes apiece. Like there's no rotation to these guys at all.
I mean, it's one thing to do that in the playoffs, but like he's doing this shit in the regular season.
Yeah. And like
just
we get here, it's like game 100 for these dudes, and they're fucking tired, and I don't blame them. Like he's making these dudes play every single night, almost 40, almost the whole game, each game. Like this happened. I think this has happened like the past 3 years where these guys just gas out by the second round or whatever because they're fucking tired.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I agree with that, but I'm not sure that excuses how they fucking play sometimes. Like
no.
How does Towns have fucking 3 fouls before like 3 minutes into the second, right? Like what are we doing? And it's stupid fouls too. So that combined with the whole like let's just let somebody shoot 6 threes in a row unguarded in some instances. Like what game are we playing right now? It's just it was frustrating because they were playing good. They were sinking threes. They had some response for every one of the Pacers big pushes, but then they just fall off in the fourth quarter.
I mean, a 14-point lead with like 2 minutes to go, blowing that is just baffling.
Yeah.
The UConn fan in me is very relieved that they did make the conference finals So that way, Thibodeau, pretty unlikely he's going to lose his
Yeah.
job at this point after this run, and I'd be worried about them going after
Poaching
Dan
Hurley.
Hurley.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like the one job I think he would actually consider leaving
Yeah.
for.
You really think he would take it?
I think he'd consider it.
Yeah, and if they gave him the same money as the Lakers were ready to give him last year, I think there's probably a good chance. Just because he's at home, essentially, he could live in Jersey City and commute to New York.
What's left on his contract at UConn?
He just signed an extension, I think, so he still has like 5 to 6 more years, maybe.
Oh, shit.
And the buyout is like large, but it's not like obscenely large.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough for the Knicks to not pursue it.
Mhm.
Last year he signed a 6-year, $50 million deal.
God damn.
Yeah, so
And then they raise tuition prices, bastards.
well, I mean, it's tuition and it comes out of our pockets. It's a state school. He's a state employee.
Fuckers.
Yeah.
Also, we don't.
Honestly, I don't care.
How come Doge
I'll keep paying taxes.
how come Doge didn't wreck those jobs? What the fuck are we doing?
Well,
I mean,
fucking students of UConn don't generate the same money for the school as
yeah.
the basketball team. So there goes that.
Damn.
Ooh.
They'd rather put fucking tickets on the parking.
Hey, when's the speaking of traveling, when's the Grand Prix in Montreal in Canada? Are you guys going?
No.
It's in what's it, the beginning of June?
That's
Yeah,
like
it's,
middle June.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks away.
Oh, shit,
I think next week is Spain, and then there's a gap, and then another week, and it's Canada.
Oh, okay.
I want to go. Like, I'd love to go, but I'm saving up everything for Japan next year. So
Right.
that's the more
Well,
important.
you
thing.
went. I mean, you went. You know how it goes. You could
Yeah.
always go again. Another time.
It's very easy and convenient to get to. It's a little bit cheaper too than Miami.
Oh hell
Like,
yeah!
the Miami
I'm
race
sure.
is like
Yeah.
thousands to go to, and then also thousands to get there. So
Can I say something? Speaking of Miami, remember when Taylor Swift was doing her Eras tour and the whole thing? Why did everybody that we know from like our town or Connecticut end up seeing Taylor Swift in Miami? Like, was Miami like a cheaper outlet, or like
I do think it was a little bit more accessible. Yeah.
Like, but like, didn't she play like in New York and Boston? Like, I'm just curious. Like, was just Miami cheaper, or like that was just what was more
Yeah, I mean,
available? Or
that's probably it too. Is it's just luck of the draw. Like, if you weren't able to get, Gillette or New York, you try for Miami because it's like you're not flying out to LA, you're not flying out to Vegas or Texas. That's probably the closest one. Hypothetically, it's the closest one that you could probably afford.
yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes sense. I just couldn't figure. There was so many people that ended up in Miami, and I just couldn't figure out like what was the draw to go into Miami.
It's also Miami. I mean,
So that
beautiful
tour
city.
was for like
Florida.
2 years,
I
right?
was gonna say that tour
It did.
lasted a few years.
But she
Yeah.
was playing what, like 4 shows a month?
No, I think she was.
No.
Let me check.
She was
the
doing a lot.
Eras
She was
tour.
doing like multiple nights in the same stadium.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think she did at least 2 nights in New York, if not 3.
Yeah, let's see. It was the highest grossing tour of all time.
Yeah, when you're on tour for 2 years, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. This 149 shows across 51 cities across 5 continents.
God damn.
Yeah. Almost, it's like one of the first tours to ever earn $1 billion and $2 billion in revenue.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
she
what
goes-
continent did she skip?
North Korea.
Well, that's not a continent.
Yes,
For
thank
one.
yes, thank you. I understand that. Austin, shut the fuck up. Just shut up, dude. I just didn't want to look at you, dude. I didn't want to look at you. I clearly know it's not a continent. You don't have to laugh about that.
Oh my
She
God.
she's-
Hold on. That's the content that people like from you.
Yeah, boiling my blood. Thanks, appreciate that.
she did skip Africa and Antarctica, which I think that's fair.
I feel like we
Including
missed the
Africa,
whole
or
like
should we
hot
mention
take
everybody?
cycle on that.
Yeah, no, we did, but
She could have went to Africa.
yeah, like Egypt.
You can you do Cairo.
Yeah,
Cairo, Johannesburg.
I think the takes would have been flowing if the one African concert she did was Johannesburg.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe Ghana. She could have probably went to Ghana.
Hold
Somewhere
on,
over
Mike's
there.
gonna name more places in Africa so everybody knows.
Yeah.
He's
So
good
I
with
could,
his
so I could
geography.
prove, so I could prove my point that North Korea is not. I fucking hate you. I'm so done with you, dude.
Oh man.
I'm so done with you. You piss me off so much, dude. You piss me off so much.
Don't be upset because I can read you like a book. Come on.
No, and in fact, it's the opposite. It makes me very upset that you can read me like a book. It's clearly the answer. Why do you want me to hide it? Like,
Oh
God.
Mike, cheers.
cheers. I'm running empty. I gotta grab another one. You gonna grab another one?
When I get through this, for sure.
I've been trying the 0% alcohols, the beers, and they're actually not. They don't taste much different than a regular beer.
Zero alcohol?
Yeah,
The fuck's the point?
I don't know. Some people want a beer without the alcohol. You know.
Do you like the taste? Do you enjoy the taste of the beer?
Yeah, I
Probably
don't
like a
taste.
familiarity thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, people who are like recovering or something like that or whatever. I don't think it tastes much different.
Are
Uh,
are you recovering?
No, I'm not recovering. I just wanted to try it.
Oh, okay. Between this and the Liquid Death, you seem like you're gravitating towards the stuff for recovering alcoholics.
That's why I moved on to Zins because I'm getting off the alcohol.
Oh, I see. It's a multi-step process.
Yeah, we're all gonna get e-cigs after this, so don't worry.
That's a step in the wrong direction. Mike.
Yeah, well,
Well, it leads me off the alcohol, you know.
Well, yeah. Listen,
Oh God. Yeah, no, they're not bad. I tried the Bud Zero. I've tried the Heineken one. The Heineken, really, there's no difference. This is Michelob Ultra Zero. Tastes pretty good. I think I've had the Peroni one. I don't remember what that one tastes like, but I'm intrigued now that they're more accessible and available. You know.
you ever have O'Doul's?
Yeah, when I was like freshly 19, you know, it's not great, but it does the job, you know. But gu- guys, we're in our late
Oh.
20s. We graduated from O'Doul's. All right.
Listen,
I find it really funny that the government went like super hard banning like flavored jewel pods like 8 years ago, and now all the vapes on the market are like they have like 8 GB hard drives and they're like Planet Destroyer 2000s. It's like this is that worked out for the best.
yeah.
They have like LED screens and like all this shit. And the flavors are even more like geared towards like
Yeah.
children than
way more
jewel pods
addicting for
ever
the
were.
kids. Yeah.
They ban menthol, but you have to charge your vape in an electric car charger. It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah,
These things
it's
are huge.
somehow we've gone backwards almost where like the first dudes who were like pulling up like vape rigs were like they were like massive, they were like the size of your phone. And then it was all about getting it down to like as small as possible with Juul. And now it's like regressed. We've gone back to tradition where we've expanded the disposable vapes or whatever. I think we've said it like millions of times, but those we do truly do not know the effects on what's going to happen with those in like the next 20 years, but I do feel like we're going to see a lot more cases of lung cancer, unfortunately, with our
Well, yeah,
with like
he's-
Gen Z and like our well, I especially think Gen Z, considering they're using it more.
because
than-
isn't a pod of that equivalent to a pack of cigarettes?
that's what Juuls were. So I assume that I
In
think the
terms of
bars.
nicotine, yes, but nicotine isn't the super dangerous part of a cigarette for the most part. It's all like the carcinogens and like tar and all that. But nicotine is still not great for you. I mean, it's not good for like your blood pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah.
it's still it's a cleaner form, but it's still at the end of the
Mhm.
day, it's the same effects on your lungs. So yeah, it's gonna happen.
I don't even know if it's a cleaner form. to be honest.
Well, like you said, there's not as much tar. Like it's a regulated amount of nicotine compared to like a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Like how much tobacco's in there. You know, if it's darker roasted or not. Like it's like a simplified form, but still the fumes or whatever the hell you call it, it has the same effect on the lungs. So I think it's gonna, yeah, it'll probably be the same as regular smokers, like the cases of lung cancer. But yeah, I could see it spiking. That's why we just got to
Damn, do they
dip.
look cool?
Yeah.
That's true. That's why we got to let people smoke cigarettes in restaurants again.
I was gonna
That's
say cigs look cool, not the vapes as much.
Cigs do look cool.
Like huffing on a big crayon. Like, come on.
I want to be on a cross-country flight just chain smoking
Ah, dude, my God. Nice
with like a
old,
baby next to me.
yeah,
Blowing the smoke in the baby's face.
old
Mm.
fashioned in one hand, just like a Lucky Strike in the other.
Yep.
Just
I'm
like
fucking Don Draper, dude. This is awesome.
Dude, fucking love it. There's still places that have smoking very limited, but there's a casino next to my grandmother in Pittsburgh that still like has a smoking section in the casino.
That makes sense for the area that it is. Oh yeah, we've been to that casino.
You go to
I
that
get
one?
it. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there used to be like the restaurants were still smoking and non-smoking when I was a kid. I think it was like late 2000s that they like passed that it was all going to be non-smoking.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid and I would go down there, it was still like smoking, non-smoking sections.
Wait,
After COVID, like Mohegan and I don't know about Foxwoods, but I know Mohegan like eliminated all smoking sections.
Foxwoods did it before COVID.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. But yeah, Mohegan they got rid of that right away.
why did I think that all the casinos were still smoking? I mean,
Mohegan was. I think Vic's right, but
Yeah, I feel like even
Foxwoods-
like 5 years ago, I was smoking, like, you could smoke cigarettes in Mohegan.
right.
but
Well, at least it
Foxwoods,
still
man.
fucking smells like smoke every time you walk in there.
Yeah. Well, they have
It's seeped into the carpet, the walls. It will be there forever.
But they have in Mohegan. I just went last night. They have a cigar lounge in Mohegan next to the Sky Casino and the arena entrance over there. I forget what they call it, but they have a cigar lounge now, so you could just go over there and smoke one. Or they have the nice sun patio. You could just go outside and have one if you want. But inside, yeah, no, they banned that, and Foxwoods did that quite a bit before, because I know people that prefer Foxwoods because it doesn't smell like smoke, because they banned it a lot prior to Mohegan.
Interesting.
So,
Well,
yeah.
they're wrong for that. They got to bring it back.
I gotta bring it back.
It's discrimination, plain and simple.
That's right.
In fact, they should encourage it.
We should be putting like advertisements out there. It's like, hey, come smoke at my restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I bet you we get some business.
Yeah.
Social club. You used to be able to smoke in social clubs because it was a private club. You can't even do that anymore.
I'm sure there's a couple places that will allow you to smoke in Waterbury. I think there's quite a few social clubs in Waterbury that will
Specific
allow.
cultural clubs.
Yeah, I'm not going to say which ones.
If you go through the back
But-
downstairs, you could probably
Yeah.
smoke a few. Yeah, no, 100%.
Did you guys see that like swingers club in Thomaston?
Did we?
Oh, buddy, did we?
Yeah,
I think we did a
topic on this podcast for like a month.
I think we did a special edition on that. I think we just dedicated one full episode. Did we not?
Some investigative journalism.
Yeah, Mike did a full report.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike went. He
Mike
checked
went,
it out. He's a
yeah.
paying member.
Yeah, I'm in the books. You can look it up. It's public information. But where are we at on that? Is it done? Is the case closed?
I think
Where are we at?
it's done.
Yeah, they shut it down.
Okay, but why can't he just get up and move somewhere else? Nobody has a problem with the club, okay?
I think a lot of people have a problem with the club.
Well, yes, a lot of people have it, but the specifics of the problem was that it was within a certain amount of feet of
a
certain amount of
church,
distance
right.
of a church. So just pick up and move somewhere else and go about your business.
Yeah,
But
that
the
sure seems
problem-
like a bullshit technicality that
It
they
does.
just like.
Yeah.
But the
Mike,
problem is,
if you have availability in your apartment, I'm sure you could host. If it's a spatial issue, and
You just gotta install maybe like a swing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably your couch needs to convert to like a twin bed,
no, my couch is going to be wrapped in plastic if that happens. I'll tell you that.
but it still needs to convert into like a twin bed.
yeah, and maybe like an ottoman right in the center of the room.
Yeah.
A lot of
You probably have to get pleather.
Ooh, yeah,
Not leather, but pleather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very wipeable. Yeah, very
Yeah.
Well, like,
Good for cleaning.
Is that
Yeah.
pleasure leather?
pretty much.
Yes.
Maybe some grippy socks that you hand out at the door, you know?
See, those are the type of things that keep people coming back. It's the
That's
little things right there.
it's
Yeah.
the little things, it's the little touches. You know the struggles and you accommodate
Mhm.
for them and
I
You put
just
maybe you
feel
put like a complimentary charcuterie.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
it's not the only meat that's gonna be out, you know what I'm saying? But
Uh,
what I'm saying for this guy is though, like, now this has become a big stink. Like, I I if he just moved, and I understand he's standing his ground, but if he just moved, this wouldn't be a big problem. Now I feel like now even if he moves, they're gonna have a problem with his business being open. Like you got to pick and choose what you want to do because if you want your business open, just move and the people will follow. The members will follow. So now he's ruining his chances of staying open as a club or as a social organization because now people know this exists.
don't you think it's like one of those bad press is good press things? He's getting the word out. The more of a fight he puts up, the more he's in the news, the more people wanna support, right? Or at least, the ones that like to participate, support.
Yes, but now I feel like, because this was a hush hush members only, it wasn't a secret, but it was a hush hush
Hush,
members
hush.
only kind of thing. Now that it's public, like no matter where he goes, he's gonna get like freaking Jehovah Witnesses knocking on his door, being like, "This is a sin," and the town council members and whatever, whatever. Like he should have just picked and choose his battles. He's not gonna win. He's in a certain amount of distance from a church. Move, your members will follow, and carry on with your life.
Maybe most of his, members were people of that church.
Ooh,
That
Maybe
could
he
be
knew he
he
was
could
gonna
have
lose.
been recruiting
uh,
uh in the pews.
That's
again,
right.
people just like churches, people will follow. So if you moved your business, people will follow.
Mm,
If it
I'm on their website. I'm trying to figure out exactly where the club was, like because when you look on Google Maps, the building directly next to the church is a Bristol Health Center. So unless they rented the top floor of the Bristol Health Center for the sex club, I don't know where this thing could be. That would be like directly next to the church. Anyway, what I have found is that there are multiple cruises that you can take that are swinger cruises.
oh,
Oh yeah, this is like a whole subculture that
I
like
had
people
n-
don't
okay,
even
but is
talk
it
about.
dedicated? Is it a dedicated swingers cruise, or is it just a regular cruise? And then like you
Desire
just
And
Seductive Mediterranean
the swingers
Cruise.
people took it over after the fact, and then it was like, I guess we're a swingers cruise now.
Bliss Cruise Celebrity Reflection 2025.
is this like a Captain Phillips kind of thing where they just like take over the boat once it like kind of goes in the water and it's like we're the captain now and everybody just starts
hold
going in
on. Are you
everybody's
are
room?
you
Maybe,
equating
maybe.
are you
This
equating swingers with Somalian pirates?
No, I'm not confusing. I'm just saying, is this one of those scenarios?
this event's called Splash Takeovers. I don't want to know what the splash really represents. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Let me
good
tell
on
you,
that, but
nobody's in the pool splashing. I'll tell you that.
yeah, it's I don't think it's that kind of splash.
No, nobody's in the pool splashing.
But yeah,
Splish.
oh
I was
Jesus.
taking a
That's
bath.
crazy.
You,
I'm gonna get off this website.
you know that song, Austin? Bobby Darin? Splish, splash. I was taking a bath. It's like that old 50s song.
Yep.
All
I
around
know
my
it.
beam. There we go. There we go.
Mike,
Well,
on a
good luck
totally
to them.
unrelated yeah, on a totally unrelated topic, Mike, I think this may be the 27th background that you've had.
Where is this your apartment?
Yeah, are
Where
you in your living room?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I just I didn't set up in the usual location. I kind of like this one a little better. I think
What is your computer on right now? Is it just on a stand?
it's on my lap.
It's on your lap?
No, it's on the counter. That's
Oh, I
all.
was gonna say, it's like, how
He's
fucking
in his
tall are
clock
your
room.
knees? He's in his
Yeah,
clock.
this is my clock room. This is where
Oh,
I
It's
and
just
you
it's a futon and then the clock,
right,
and
right, and
that's
then
it.
just one
you
camera in the corner. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
Mhm.
saying?
he's inside the Wicked Fun
Yeah,
Club right
yeah.
now.
It's just for security purposes only. Like I have to disclaim that just for security purposes only. So make sure everybody's playing nice.
Go in there, contemplate time.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
exactly. Just to make if you pay for half hour, what are you gonna do? Just make sure we're on schedule here.
I genuinely don't know where this could have been, unless it's in the old diner.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
on Google Maps. I'm looking for the building.
Yeah, what was this
Look for
building
Bristol
beforehand?
Health
Was this a
Center,
bar?
no?
That's the thing. It still looks like it was a Bristol Health Center as early or like as recent as like October 24th. So maybe unless they moved out right away and then this immediately became a sex club, which at that point I'd understand why they were upset. It's literally directly next to the building, the church or whatever, but I don't know.
MRIs on floor 1 and then, extracurriculars on floor 2,
Yeah. It seems like another case of religion overstepping their bounds and people's rights and freedoms. And I thought we had a separation of church and state, but I guess not.
Well, we need to bring God back into the schools. I'm just gonna say that because we've just gone way
That's
too
the
far.
exact opposite of what I was talking
Well,
about.
I
but-
mean, since you brought it up,
Alright.
I think it's a sensible topic we should probably
Oh, you know what? Nope, it is. There's also a for lease sign in the middle of this Bristol Health Group building. So yeah, they definitely repurposed this building for the sex club.
That's it.
That's
Sounds
great.
But
like
it doesn't matter what it is. If you're paying rent, you're paying the rent,
I was gonna say, it sounds like, an instance of a business owner taking advantage of an opportunity to
Thank
find a
you.
space for their business,
Called
Yeah.
entrepreneurship. Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah. Listen, everybody's just trying to follow the American dream.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's right.
Seems like the church people were like, "Listen, this downtown's only big enough for one building where people are getting fucked." Okay,
right. Hey,
so get off our block here.
It's territorial,
We were here first.
amen.
It's territorial. That's all. No biggie.
Ah, Jesus.
I was just in Thomaston the other day, to be honest with you, and I didn't even think about trying to like realistically scope out where that place was.
Well, this is in Plymouth, so you wouldn't have found it. So
Oh, well, no, they're right next to each other. Yeah, if I drove a little bit up, yeah, you're right. I thought I was in Thomaston. Also, you know where I went first time in a while, if you guys haven't been in Thomaston? Tony's Coffee Express.
I love that place.
What a great,
Never
oh
been.
my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
No free plugs.
Just-
Oh shit. Knicks up 1, 7 minutes left. Brunson has 5 fouls though.
Knicks are up 1.
Knicks are up 1, 89-88.
Brunson's got 5 left. He's definitely fouling out in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They'll force something. Okay.
Yeah.
That's got me feeling some type of way.
Who's feeling some type of way?
The Knicks, clearly.
The Knicks.
Yeah, because it's a must win or else it's done so.
I mean, yeah, if they go down 3-0, it's over.
No, it's not happening. If they go down 3-0, they get swept.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to see that. Maybe Mike.
I have no, and in fact, I want to see the one team that is bad that I've always wanted to see do good is Knicks because like New York deserves that,
Yeah, man.
I don't want to see the Browns do good. There's nothing about the Browns that I want to see do well. They're a terrible team. Let them stay terrible. Like there's teams out there that I don't want to see be good. There's no reason for, but the Knicks, come on, they deserve that shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got us amped up now, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I know. That's all I know about basketball. Thank you.
On a separate note, can I say you've got a real Jeffrey Dahmer kind of look going on?
Is there always something you got to fucking comment on, or can you keep it to yourself? Like, can you keep it to yourself for 5 seconds, please? Or do you just have to say it out loud?
I just like you're sitting real low on the camera, and you're like,
That is what you look like, Mike. Just to let you know.
and you got those glasses. I can't believe for how many times we ragged on those glasses.
You keep wearing them. You keep coming back.
Because I'm not gonna let you win. I'm not gonna let you win.
Hey, listen, I respect that. I respect the fight.
I'm gonna wear them every day now. I'm gonna wear them every. Next time I see
You wear them to work?
Yeah, you are more.
Well, I work right here. Yeah, of course I wear them to work. Of course.
Does everyone know that they're fake?
They're not fake. They're blue light. They're not fake.
They're not real glasses.
They're not prescription glasses.
They're not prescription, but they're glasses. Prescription glasses doesn't mean they're real glasses. Glasses are glasses. They're real. They're just not prescription.
No, glasses had a very specific purpose before blue light glasses were invented. And so that was the definition between real and fake, was whether they were prescription.
No, prescription glasses means there's prescription glass. It's literally in the term. Glasses are still glasses.
You know who makes this argument? The person that's in the wrong.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's right too.
Nick, so tell me what's going on in your life, man. What's that? I saw a cat earlier. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed my opportunity to go a little, but that's okay. What else is happening? Come on,
that's
talk
all
to me
right.
because these two bozos are gonna fuck around and piss me off. What's
Fair,
what's
fair.
happening? That's a nice painting you got back there. Did you paint that? Looks good. Looks nice.
I don't think you're
You
gonna
like
get
that?
any.
Thing to deflect,
any
bro.
help from Nick.
Clearly, I did a fucking
Beautiful.
flank. No wonder. You guys piss me off. This is what happens. And then you're like, oh, well, when we're supposed to record. Fuck you. Nobody answered me for 3 days.
You know when we're
You
supposed to
know.
record, dude.
You know.
I'm not backing down from that.
Yeah, you only get that mad because you know you're in the wrong and you
Yeah.
want us to appease. It's
And
okay.
again, not getting mad at you for going to dinner. That's cool. Like that's
Right.
fine.
But we will
Yes,
get mad at
don't
you.
do this every Sunday at like 9:00 though is funny.
Yeah. But we will get mad at you if you miss an episode and then you say, "Okay, make sure we're not late for this one."
I was-
That I will get mad at.
I was on time. I was on time.
You were on time. We were happy that you were on time.
You know who wasn't on time? You, who made the time limit. You said
What are you talking
9:30, and guess who strolled last? Surprise,
Yeah,
surprise.
no, I mean, I strolled in at 9:40. I'll take whatever licks that I gotta get for that. But you know what? I showed up. And you know what? To the rest of the group, I apologize. I was 10 minutes late. I hope that
That's
that
fine.
wasn't-
I think I logged on like 30 seconds before you did.
Yeah.
Nick and I were here. We were hanging out. We are catching up. It was a good time.
Yeah.
It's nice
We were
having
on
Nick
time.
around. I think.
Yeah, you're talking about the picture in the back of his room?
Yeah,
or what?
he painted that. I found that out today. That's pretty cool. Cats hanging around. Give it a little. You know what I'm saying? That was nice.
See, this is the thing. Once Nick gets his feet wet, once he's really back into it, it will be 3-on-1. I see what you're trying to do here.
Mm.
I get it. You're trying to even the odds. You're trying to make it 2-on-2. I get that.
No, he's never
be
gonna.
that way.
He's never
Won't be
gonna
that way.
agree to. He's never gonna agree to the shit I say. In fact, he may be the one that will most likely, on the scale of 1 to 5, strongly agree. He's gonna strongly disagree to everything I probably have to say. But I respect that, because Nick and I, we could shake hands in the middle. That's what I'm saying. We
Oh,
can
and you're
shake
saying
hands,
we
right?
can't?
No, no.
Yeah, that's
no.
right. I don't agree with anything you fucking say.
I would probably make the argument that Nick has much stronger opinions than Victor or I, and has a higher chance of defending them instead of just interrogating you.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree with that statement. But the problem is, it's different.
Oh,
What do we?
Oh,
What do we do?
no.
oh,
What
that's a bad call. Cat just made it. He drove to the bucket and laid the ball in, and they called it travel. But I don't think it's a travel. It was to go up 6 with like 3:30 to go.
Can we?
My str-
Did you guys? Speaking of on basketball topic, did you guys talk about this Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing going on here? Did you guys already hit
Oh,
that?
you mean the beginning of the race war?
No, no.
Because for some reason, that's essentially what people try and drag it to, which
mean-
is insane. But
You mean the debate between two equally or two players that are on the same level in terms of skill?
Sure.
I wouldn't put it that way. But yeah, all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how we're supposed to interpret it, right?
I am so tired of the discourse surrounding
Yeah, me
that
too.
issue.
Yeah, I'm
And-
tired of hearing both of them when I know Paige Beckers is better. She clears them both
That's
by a
right.
mile.
A pure point guard.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I'm just like I thought it would die after they both graduated from college, but now Caitlin Clark has made the WNBA popular apparently. So
Yeah.
and plus people love arguing about racially charged issues online, so that definitely doesn't help.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's I do think Caitlin Clark is probably in a class of her own as a basketball player and as kind of I don't know about basketball player, but as what draws people to the game. Like she clearly did it with the college game and now she's doing it now where there was some exec, NBA exec today who said Clark may be the reason why the WNBA revenue passes $1 billion for the first time ever. I think she dragged it over to 875 last year, which was a high for the WNBA. And I think And again, I think Angel Reese obviously has like a real big part in this too. I think the personality that she is off the court, I think gravitates people to the game. Maybe not as much as Caitlin Clark, but she's also still a fun personality as well. And that's why I kind of hate I just hate the discourse because they're both fun. I think they're both fun people that draw attention to the game, and that's good at the
And
end of the day.
personal animosity between the two of them, I don't think there's anything really race related, right? I think it's all these other external voices that are like,
Yeah. People are making it race related. I think Angel Reese has beef with Caitlin Clark because she also feels like she should be put on that same level.
mhm,
She probably should. Maybe,
which is, I think that might be
Should
a little
she?
delusional,
be a little bit.
She?
but you got to like the confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like the confidence, but at the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves. The ticket sales speak for themselves, and like, it's one thing if it was a gimmick to get people into the stadium, but it's not about that. It's clearly not about that. She clearly thinks that she's a better player and she's drawing in as many people, but that's not the case.
I don't think it's the case, but I again, like Nick said, love the confidence, and I think a personality like that is needed for the WNBA. That's just going to help the game grow, and that's why I also feel like she is doing her part to like facilitate that. Um,
Yeah, but I don't think she sees it as she's playing her part in the WNBA though. No, I
I
don't.
think she does because she knows she thinks she's like a top personality like Caitlin Clark. I just think that Clark might be a little bit ahead of her, maybe on a different level, but like I still think both of them are the reason why people tune in.
That's fair,
Yeah.
and you can see that too with how many people are attending those games.
Yeah.
So there's merit to that. But
In every good story, there's a protagonist and an antagonist, and it's your own interpretation of who's who. But I think it's great for the WNBA. It doesn't matter who the protagonist is or the antagonist is. It's a good story for the WNBA to have. Like to Nick's point, like the external people are making it about race, which is not the case. Like I'm assuming for these two ladies, it's about who's the better basketball player and who's the one that's bringing the WNBA finally to some light. But like, it's a great storyline, and the WNBA got to rock with it. They got to keep putting Fever Sky games on. You know what I'm saying? Prime time and all that stuff. They need this to keep it going because the storylines they had prior to these two wasn't working.
Yeah, I think the league is gonna like be profitable for literally the first time ever, possibly this year.
that's good.
Yeah. That is really good.
It is good.
That means these
But
ladies don't have to play the off season in Europe anymore. They can actually live off their salary.
yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
Didn't Nika Mool go? She's not playing in the
she
WNBA this
blew
year.
her knee out.
Yeah. She was playing in the WNBA, but it was one of those cases where she was playing overseas to probably supplement her income.
I think she likes doing it too because she's originally from Eastern Europe, no. So I think she
Yeah.
kind of likes the homecoming too. So I don't blame her for doing it. People like that I don't blame for doing it, but yeah, there's not much money in the game.
Yeah. And that's again, it's kind of why rivalries like this kind of need to happen, in my opinion, because that's the only way you're going to grow the game. People love to watch. People love to hate watch. People love to watch tension and like kind of like what you said, Mike, like storylines. I do think the beef is pretty one sided. I don't think Clark
Oh yeah,
has a lot of animosity or anything like that, but I guess it is kind of easier to not care when you're like the top dog. But it is it's good for the game as long as you don't make it racial, because it's not
then
really a racial thing. It's kind of
Well,
just about status and kind of a
yeah,
different thing.
I feel like it's been around so much because I'm sure a number of people in the WNBA don't like Caitlin Clark right now because they don't like the fact that somebody's coming in singularly bringing attention to the league. And so somebody like Angel Reese coming up and vocalizing it just gives fuel to the fire for the rest. And that's why you see aggressive fouls. And that's why, you see more commentary on it. So it's like, that's why that flame is burning as strong as it is and for as long as it is.
But didn't Diana Taurasi do that last year in Caitlin Clark's rookie season? Wasn't she like, yeah, we're gonna put her ass in place, and then
Mhm.
proceeded to not put her ass in place?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diana Taurasi's like, we're gonna show her what the league's about, and then clearly did not show her what the league's about.
Yeah, they were like face guarding her in the All-Star game.
That's
It's
great.
like
Yeah.
that's
Also, is it a loyalty thing in the WNBA or is it not? Well, how come like these ladies are on different teams every single year? Is it a money factor or what it is? I can't keep up with who's on what team.
I think the league is just so small and there's a lot of turnover where like if girls are drafted past like the 12th or 4th, like any I think literally after the first round, some girls who've been drafted in the first round, it's very easy to get waived
Yeah,
and
I
like
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there's
not make
half
the
as many
roster.
roster spots as the NBA, so just by
Yeah.
virtue of that, it's going to be harder to break into the league.
Yeah.
Geez, we're talking about the Knicks playing, all their starters for a full game, and the WNBA does that every night because they only have 8 players on a roster. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're doing every single game. It's Jover. It's Jover, baby.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, 2.6 left, but yeah, Knicks ball. It's Jover.
All right, let's finish off this episode
Yeah.
then.
Yep.
Um All right, well, Mike just left. So
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
there you're just getting another Mick 0.
Mickey Z. Yeah, I got it.
Jeez.
Stand by.
All right, I got a couple of things on that. It's so fucking annoying
The
to me.
the Knicks or the Mickey Z? Because if you're coming at me again because you're upset, I'm gonna be really pissed off.
No, I'm not coming at you. Although the Timothy Chalamet Tim or Timothy question was a little jarring to me. But anyways.
What about it is jarring though? Like, what's so contra? Like, is it Timothy? Is it Tim? Like, how come
It's
when you're
Timote.
yeah, but how come when you're famous you get the full name pronunciation?
I
Because
get my full name pronunciation now. What are you talking about?
yes, but you don't have one of those names that like like Nicholas, Nick, Michael, Mike, Austin, Aus. What are we doing?
Yeah, how do we shorten that?
Tin?
Tin? We just start calling you
Yeah.
Tin?
Yeah. Some or you have to lengthen it. I think to do a nickname you have to lengthen it. Like Austino or
Austin
that's the only one I
Tanko.
get. That's the only one I fucking get. Or Austin Powers. Like it's
That's
just
too. That's the first name analyzed. That's not
that's
long.
the only thing. You know what I'm saying? The name's too short that you can't
Are
really
you
go
from
any
Spain?
shorter.
Do you need 2 last names? Like, what's the problem?
Maybe I do. But back to the game. I think is anybody else off put by the fact that Reggie Miller is commentating on that game?
Yeah, I
You
do
have a
think that's a little
conflict of
unfair.
interest.
Yeah.
It seems ridiculous, and it's like, you get the commentary every now and then of like, he was commenting on Towns' fouls. And he's like, "There's another silly foul from Towns," and then 2 seconds later, you'll hear about like how Halliburton gets a foul, and he'll be like, "See, now that's how you play the angles in front of the ref to get the right kind of foul to get
You're
the
just a
point."
butthurt Knicks fan. Get the fuck out of
No,
here.
no,
Not
no. I kind of get that. Like,
biased. Like, wait, you can be in the pre or the post, but don't put him in the fucking
yeah,
game. Not while
Mike,
it's live.
Mike, imagine if Ray Lewis was commentating on every single Steelers game.
Right.
No, no,
How
no.
you would feel about that?
Austin and I talked about this earlier. I think it's a little ridiculous. I
It is.
agree with him. Put the
They
pre.
should have evened it out. They should have gotten like Clyde or Walt Frazier and then Reggie Miller. One Nick, one Pacer. Let
Yeah, I
them,
mean,
or Jeff Van Gundy, because I know Van Gundy still he still does color commentating. So let those two guys, guys with like ties to both teams, having just Reggie, and then I don't know who the other guy is. Honestly, I keep forgetting. It might be, is it Harland or
It's Harlan. Yeah.
yeah, which I love Harlan. I mean, he's a great color
but
commentator, but
they pander to Reggie Miller for sure.
yeah. I think that's a little bit rich. I think they should have gotten Harlan and someone else, maybe Breen.
I mean, Reggie's pretty insufferable to listen to in the first place.
Yeah.
So
He is. It's a little weird. I don't know. And the other thing too is that I feel like when does like I respect Halliburton And I respect players like Halliburton that have skill and they're dynamic and everything like that. Clearly, he is essential for that team. But also at the same time, he seems over the top to me. And this is coming as somebody that's not totally familiar with NBA games. Like I don't watch regular season, whatever, right? So it just feels like his game is half performance, right? Like there's a time where he's playing the game, and then there's another time where he's dedicating his time to acting and drawing unnecessary fouls and going over the top whenever he gets fouled. Like it's a big deal. It's like a big fucking deal for him with all of these fouls. And I'm like, is that an aspect of the game that I'm just
Yes.
missing?
Yeah. I was going to say if we get Pacers Thunder, it's going to be both point guards trying their ass off to act like they've been fouled probably every single
I'll be
possession.
honest, I think Brunson's a little worse than Halliburton
I
in
think
that
yeah.
It
respect.
could
It
it
is tougher because he is smaller though.
True.
I
yeah.
think he
Brunson
almost
and
has to do
SGA
that.
are the two worst for me when it comes to.
Yeah, and I'm not even, like, I'll say it across the board, I'm not even happy when Brunson does it either. It just seems like you're eh, you're not playing the game. Like, you're trying to find creative ways to act to get points, you know?
That's what I think it is playing the game. They're playing it kind of in a worse way, in my opinion. But like, if that's what's going to get called, you kind of have to do that. Like, you have to play into it if the refs are going to blow the whistle. It
I don't
sucks,
know.
but it's just because the refs are going to do it. I mean, you kind of have to, act a little bit more. You know what I mean? It's tough, but
I guess. It just seems like aside from punching somebody in the face, why are we making calls like that, you know? Like,
Because of woke.
yeah, because of woke.
it's this is annoying. It's like it leaves
Adam Silver came in with his liberal agenda and made the game worse.
And he ruined the league, dude. He
He
just like
ruined the league.
he
That's right.
ruined it. Now they do this in-season playoff December. It's the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
They're kneeing during the anthem.
Yeah, I
Come
mean,
on.
yeah, what are you doing?
I don't
Dude,
know.
what are
I
you
it's
what are you
like
doing? Like
it wouldn't
on
be
Memorial Day? Good, not fucking get me
it
going.
wouldn't be such a big deal to me if it didn't change the course of games. Like you can win and lose or win or lose a game not by playing basketball, but by drawing fouls and drawing like stupid fouls and acting it out in the hopes that the ref, believes you and then like all of a sudden you get your free throws and the game's over. Like what? How is that entertaining?
I
You
feel
know?
like even like 8 years ago, that style of play wasn't really rewarded in the playoffs.
No.
Like they would officiate the game much more lenient. But
Yeah.
It seemed like down the stretch there was a lot of no calls that I was surprised that weren't like the whistle wasn't blown. Um, and I think I would like to see that a lot more as we go forward. It just sucks because it seems like every season the refs will come out and they'll start blowing the whistle in the first like few games, like the first month of the season. They'll start blowing again, like the whistle against flopping and stuff like that, or like not rewarding, not blowing the whistle. But then just as the season goes on, they kind of just they stop doing it. I haven't seen a flop warning given in maybe like 3 months. I don't think the refs even do that anymore. Um, I don't know.
It's just weird. It's like
So yeah,
it's finding a way to win the game without playing the game. And it's just stupid to me. It seems and people like Halliburton clearly have skill, but it's like it seems like one of those things that you would use if you didn't think that you were confident enough in your game to win on its own, you know? And so it's just it's
nah, I think it's just another tool to add to your bag.
I personally think that one guy on each team should be allowed to have a gun.
You know
Well,
that's one of my hot takes. It's similar to that, but I think every single player across all major sports leagues get one swing on a ref per
Mm.
season.
Ooh.
Per
Yeah.
season, and you only get to use it once. If you make contact, you don't make contact, you get one free swing.
Do they like hold the ref down and you just take a
No. It's just they make a bad. You got to. It's like a
It's the
sucker
heat
punch,
of the
I guess.
moment type of
Oh, I see. Like,
thing.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
can't really lay into them.
Yeah, and if you swing at him a second time after using your one swing, you're banned for a year. So you really got to be cognizant of this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But you make that looming threat available so that the ref starts calling that game right.
They tighten up.
Well, that's why I think, with back to the gun thing, it's like people are going to be on their best behavior. Like look at the United States, like we have all these guns and everyone's always nice to each other.
That's right.
And I think that's why we're advocating for more guns. Is just
Yeah.
people are just going to be nicer. Like
Exactly.
he says
Mhm.
that all the players should have guns. I think everybody in the stadium should be, should just bring them in. You know,
Right.
like, bring
Yeah.
them in because
We'll all be safer if all the law-abiding citizens are packing guns inside the stadium.
that's right. That's right. And I think
So-
that's why we should put more guns on the streets.
So wait, so hold on. So combined, bench and on the court, how many players does each team have? Like, all right, what's the collective number?
Basketball, you're looking at maybe 13 to 15 players, and then with coaches, you're probably looking at like 20 in total, like 7 staff members, maybe a little bit more if you count your trainers and like I don't want to say water boys because I know they do more than just get water for the players, but like the assistants, I'd say you probably have 25 people. The staff, I don't think the coaching staff counts, but the other
No,
staff
even-
doesn't count.
Even if you just count the people that are on the court, say it's like, okay, I've got, as a ref, I potentially could get punched 30 times in one game. Right?
Well, no. The staff doesn't. They don't get it. The coaching staff gets the swings, but like the assistant trainer should not be able to get a swing. It's only players and coaches.
How about
So
the coach's wife?
Oh, that's a good
okay,
In the case of Andrea Hurley, yes, she does get a swing. I'll give her that.
but now Austin, yes, you could potentially get punched 30 times in one game, but also understand that an arena of 20,000 people could all be carrying. So at least you're safe, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody in the arena has
Right.
their gun.
right.
So like, yeah, punch me because I feel secure, that everybody was able to bring their own firearm into the arena to enjoy this time.
Just the
Right, but-
constant looming threat of violence.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would probably deter a
For
lot
really
of
healthy
stadium fights.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to get into a fist fight with like an opposing fan because that he's packing, and he doesn't want to start a fight with you because he knows that you're packing.
You're packing. Exactly. You know what?
Yeah.
I think we just solved world peace. I think we just figured it out. You know what? World Cup 2026? Oh my God, guys, we're so ready. We're so ready for this.
Show
MetLife for the final? Oh my God. Don't even get
Go
me
to the
started.
NBA finals and everybody's strapped up with an AR-15.
Okay, well, let's take it. You need a license. Don't listen, not everybody's just walking.
Oh, that
around.
you need a license.
You need a license. Let's just you got to be legal. You got to be legal.
Austin, come on.
You got to be legal. Let's do this
Yeah.
the right way.
I mean,
kids.
we're a
bunch of
nation of laws.
checks.
Let's not be
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was I thinking? You're right.
Let's just calm down. That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
That's just
If you want to bring your 44 Magnum, bring it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, want to bring your Desert Eagle, 22 millimeter? Yeah, come on down.
interesting.
I think Nick
So
and
we're
I are
not
gonna
gonna be
do
able.
all
We're
right.
not gonna be able to buy World Cup tickets after that. So that's nice. As if we were gonna be able to buy them. I mean, the prices are insane. I've been looking, and I'm not gonna go.
I don't even want to be in New York City, in the city in general for the final. It's gonna be nuts.
Oh, it'll be insane. Yeah. Some of the I don't think the tickets have actually dropped yet, but like some of the speculative prices where you can buy a ticket and then you're somehow like guaranteed one from a scalper. You're looking at like I think 9,000 at like the nosebleeds, and then you want to sit on field level, it's like 40 something thousand
Well,
dollars.
listen,
So
well, we're in a prime area though, because in our vicinity we have Foxborough, we have MetLife, and we have Philly. The closest city after that is either are they doing them in Atlanta or is it Miami? It's either
I think they do have one at the Mercedes.
okay, so then
Benz Arena,
Atlanta, and then I think Kansas City. I don't think there's one that they didn't put one in Montreal, which I thought was surprising. They should have put one in Montreal. They ended up with Toronto, Vancouver, and then there was a third one. I can't remember, but I was surprising it was in Montreal. But we're in a prime location for some good group stage games over here, with 3 stadiums being within like a 4-hour distance from us.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get a ticket to a game for under like 200, I would go. I don't care who's the matchup. I'll go watch whoever, but like I don't know if that's going to be actually possible. I
I
just
think
don't think we'll be finding a ticket for less than like 5. And
I
at
think
that point,
you're
I'd rather just watch it on TV.
I think you're missing an opportunity here. Just start an LLC for the podcast, and then we'll film an episode in this at the World Cup, and it could be for like 30 seconds, and then you write off the tickets as a business expense.
Mhm.
That's
Get
all.
get the FIFA president Gianni on the podcast. I
Johnny
mean,
Baby.
Speed got Gianni on his stream, and he's making some money. I mean, I think we could do the same thing. We could promote the World Cup. We get a lot of soccer fans watching us. I think it'll work out for everybody.
We'll show up to the arena dressed as ICE agents.
Yeah.
We'll say sorry.
Well, I mean,
You're
we're
gonna have to
we're
empty your
going.
pockets.
We're
ICE
going.
agents wearing MAGA hats.
Mhm.
No, well,
Yeah.
at baseline we're going strapped. So that's all.
Yeah.
That's all we need. Like we're going strapped, and we'll just see what happens from there.
We're actually here for the players. You're going to need to let us into the back arena tunnel. We're here for the players.
Yeah, is a locker room down to the left? Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Got to do what you got to do. I mean, how bad do you want it?
Maybe not that bad enough, to be honest.
I would spend if
You would become a nice agent to go to the World Cup?
yeah, no, 100%.
Become an ICE
I mean,
agent
yeah.
regardless.
I mean, we're just gonna rob them of their tickets. We're not gonna actually like try and deport them. We'll call
No.
people to do that for us after.
Yeah,
but,
no, we'll
you know,
make the phone call, but we're just
Even
gonna
anonymous.
tell them sit here on the curb and wait, and then we just go into the game. We're good. Don't worry about it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just like they do at the border. They just like sit here and wait, and then that's it. It's all
This isn't
good.
about the game at all for Mike. Mike just actually wants to deport people on his own.
Someone call it a different game. The most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game.
Mike's like, I'm a people hunter.
And then in the
It's like,
background,
it's
we're
like
gonna
Dog the Bounty Hunter, but
have
much worse, much more evil.
closing time. You don't have to go home. But dude, I'm sorry. I thought that video was funny as hell. They shouldn't have done it, but I thought it was funny as hell.
Funny is not the word I would use, but
Yeah, I don't think I
sure.
would use it either.
I'm going with it. I'm going with funny. I'm going with it. Nick thinks it's funny. He laughed at it. See, Nick and I are gonna be just fine. Nick and I are gonna be just fine.
Nick, do you know what he's talking about?
did it come from the White House's
Yes, it
social
did.
media
Yes.
page?
It was a reel from the official U.S. Customs and Border Patrol account, and they showed footage of the truck driving back and forth from the wall and the border, and it was like closing time. And then one of the White House daily press conferences, they asked, I always forget her name. What's her name? Press secretary? Kaylee starts with a K.
It's like Christy Nome.
No,
No,
she's
that's someone else.
DHS.
That's Homeland
Okay.
Security.
Leave it
Yeah.
is her last name. I think?
Catherine Levin. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there
Either
we
way,
go. There we go. And they were like,
I'll hold back. I'll hold my tongue.
they were like, was this intentional? Or did you? And she just, dodged question like she always does. So I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
Again, funny's not the word I'd use, but sure.
We're supposed to give that a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Be silent for a minute.
No,
Let
this
it-
is
let
no.
it- let it breathe.
This
Let
is
that-
how we have conversations, Austin. Okay, sorry it makes you a little uncomfortable, but
Yeah,
we
but
gotta,
no.
we
I
gotta
know what I'm
talk about
comfortable with. All I have to say is the word penis, and Mike will shut down for the rest
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Listen, we all have one. I mean, there's no hiding it.
We all
There's
have
no
what,
shame.
Mike? We all have what?
We all have a pee-pee. That's no big deal. We all
Say
have one.
penis. Say
Well,
penis.
why? I don't want the audience to hear that kind of foul language.
Mike's afraid that if he says the word penis, he might get accused of something.
Accused of what?
Yeah, I don't really know where this. Yeah, thank you, Nick. I don't know where this is going. Are you framing? me
I
as
think
a-
I think we eventually should have some kind of deep conversation with Mike about his deep rooted fears.
I don't know why. Nobody wants to hear that. We're here for content. What's this?
No. As friends, we want to help you.
Yeah,
you know?
on a recorded line. No, we could just do that on the phone any other time. Why
That's
do we gotta
also
do
a
that?
recorded line.
Yeah, off the recorded line.
Maybe
Damn
not
it.
by the podcast, but maybe by a different agency.
Damn it, it's Ice again. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
It's definitely one of them for sure.
Damn. Thanks, Obama. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's tough.
All right. What do we
All
do
right, yeah.
now?
What do you guys say?
Yeah, I think we've gone sufficient
Did we hit anything
content.
we were supposed to hit?
Nope, none of the topics
I
got brought up.
fucking
But
love
that's
when we
fine.
do that. That's great.
I know now we just have topics for next week.
That's right.
Because
Beautiful.
they're still pretty relevant. So
We talked about exactly what we were supposed to talk about today.
We
Yeah.
watched the Knicks for the last 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. We cut that out of the episode.
yeah, that's not in the episode. Oh, yeah. I guess since you didn't listen to last week's episode, we're nixing the intro music. We're 86ing that. We're 86ing something else. I can't really say. Can't say the other two numbers there because then something bad will happen. But we're 86ing the intro music. I heard it in the car. I listened to one of our episodes, played it in the car, and I was like, you know what? This doesn't sound that good in the car. So I think we're gonna have to go with a new direction.
That's it.
You did your best. I appreciate it. You really did try.
And unfortunately, the only benefit that you were providing to the podcast was that intro. So we do have to let you go.
You know, I wish we were all in a room because I would have came strapped. You know what I'm saying? Like we're supposed to. I would have came strapped.
Nice.
Well, we'll save that for next week when we are supposed to actually be in a room together. So
That's right. The strapped up episode.
Yeah, listen, Champions League final, 3 p.m. Let's
I'm bringing a different kind of strap, if you know what I mean.
Ooh, are we going to Swingers?
That's right.
No, it's
Yeah.
Wicked Fun Club, dude. When you say swingers, it's oh my god.
We should
how
try to see if we could podcast from the building.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we should try it. I was like, let's just
I just want to get in there, see if they'll let us in, do an episode. We should do an episode with him, talk about how he's being canceled by the woke right instead of the woke left.
That's right.
'Cause that is what's happening. It's the woke right.
And then we ceremonially participate in their practices.
Just the five of us four, and the owner.
Just an org. Has nothing to do with swinging whatsoever.
I still find it crazy that you could join the club as a single man. I feel like that's not kosher for a swingers club.
That kind of
Yeah,
like
real.
violates
We talked
the
about
entire
this.
purpose of the endeavor. No, I don't.
Yeah,
We talked about
we
this.
did talk about this, but I'm gonna keep bringing it up. I think that's weird. You shouldn't
And
be
it's
able to
just
join
like
as a single
cuck
male.
club in that case. 'Cause,
Which
like,
hey, listen, no kink shaming if that's what people like to do. That's fine. Just couldn't be me.
Maybe
all
if they
I'll say.
rebranded that way, the church would be okay with it.
true.
Yeah,
Not violating the sanctity of marriage. We're just offering
Yeah.
a space.
yeah. If they called it the Wicked Cuck Club
Ooh.
or the Wicked Fun Cuck, that
No.
might change some things.
No, that makes it worse. That makes it very worse.
That makes it worse for you, Mike.
That makes it very worse.
I feel
Why
like
can't we
there's a
just
real
call it a social
opportunity.
club and be done with it? It's a social club. You remember, you pay your dues and you do whatever the hell in the social club. You're done. That's it.
They probably should just call it a social club, but too late for that now. They're already kind of people know what they're about.
Yeah, and it's not as fun.
But yeah, it was wicked fun before this, but
It was
now
wicked
it's
fun.
Now it's just the club.
yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah. All right, well, that's enough for one episode, guys.
Yep.
It's good
like, rate, and like, rate, and subscribe. Follow us on all platforms. And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.